Hello, friend, and welcome back. And if you're new here, my name is Fekete-Mustafa, and I like to talk about spooky things of all sorts. So, breaking in October, I want to talk about Annabelle. So, here's the story about Annabelle from beginning until now. So, let's talk about the doll's origin. Annabelle is not a porcelain doll. I know the movies tried to make it look like that, but no, it was actually a Raggedy Ann doll. Do you guys remember Raggedy Ann, or are you too young watching this right now who don't know what a Raggedy Ann doll is? Well, I had a Raggedy Ann doll, and I loved my Raggedy Ann doll. It's hard to believe such a happy little doll could be at all creepy. It doesn't look very creepy, at least not to me, but maybe to some people, because I grew up with Raggedy Ann. So, yeah, I guess this whole thing can make it creepy, but... So I'm going to show you a picture of the real Annabelle. Yeah, there she is. She's all locked away. The Raggedy Ann doll was made in the early 1970s and, of course, was sold in stores as a children's toy. What happened to my Raggedy Ann doll is that my older brother and I put a bunch of stuff in her, like yarn hair, and then we cut off her yarn hair thinking it would grow back, but it never did, so she got tossed. Yeah, that's what happened to my Raggedy Ann. I loved her, but they used to have a cartoon too, and it was like super cute. Anyway, I'm rambling. Let's continue. So now we're going on to Donna. Her grandmother, so they say her grandmother gifted her this Raggedy Ann doll. Donna was a young nursing student back then, and she was living in an apartment with her roommate whose name was Angie. Side note, if you guys want to know about the contacts or the lip gloss or anything, I am going to drop those in the description for you with the links. So let's move on to the first haunting. Shortly after Donna received the doll, really strange things started happening. The doll seemed to change positions on its own. Creepy. Arms were crossed and legs were differently arranged than how she sat her. She was caught sitting or standing in odd places. And just so you know, the Raggedy Ann doll has like a soft, plushy body, so standing up is something else. But then it got creepier, okay? Annabelle was found in completely different rooms than where Donna had sat her. Donna had also found parchment paper notes that had like childlike handwriting on it. And it would say things like, "Help me," even though they had no parchment paper in the apartment. And then one night they found blood-like stains on the doll's hands and chest. No. No, thank you. So, obviously disturbed, Donna and Angie got in touch with a psychic medium. The medium had told them that inside of the doll was the spirit of Annabelle Higgins, a little girl who was attached to the doll. According to the medium, Annabelle was a young child who died tragically. Not only did she die tragically, but on this property back earlier. And she claimed that she was lonely and wanted to stay with them. No. Feeling sympathy, Donna allowed the spirit to remain there with them. And she even cared for the doll. But things got worse. Because you know what? Demons are very conniving, little sneaky tricksters. That's why. They'll make somebody feel bad for them just so they can get you, you know what I mean? So Donna's friend Lou, who visited very often, never trusted the Annabelle doll and even felt really uneasy around it, which I think I would too. He claimed to hear noises, and he even felt strangled in his sleep by the doll. One day, Lou was reportedly attacked by the doll. He felt a burning sensation on his chest. And he found claw-like scratches on him that were bleeding but healed super fast, supposedly. But that convinced Donna and Angie that they needed help now. Yeah. So Donna got in touch with a priest who got her in touch with Ed and Lorraine Warren. Yeah, we know all about them, right? Famous paranormal investigators. The Warrens determined that there was no little girl spirit trapped inside the Annabelle doll. Instead, a malevolent, demonic entity was manipulating the doll in order to gain trust and eventually possess one of them. They said the demon did not inhabit the doll, but used it as like a little puppet to terrorize the living. And so the Warrens took the doll with them, believing it to be dangerous. And so Annabelle was placed in the Warrens' home in Connecticut and locked inside of a glass case inside of their museum. A priest blessed the room and the case regularly to contain the evil that was connected to the doll. And the glass case bears a sign, warning, positively do not open. And one time, Ed Warren claimed that a young man came and was taunting the doll and challenged the doll. On his motorcycle ride home, he and his girlfriend crashed. The man reportedly died, but the girlfriend survived. And I did see something on that where the girlfriend was saying that he was like taunting the doll, like daring it things and just making fun of it and all this stuff. And then that happened and she was like totally freaked out, of course, as anyone would be. And it was very sad. That's very sad. Like, shame on you, Annabelle, if you really did that. That's, no, seriously, like super horrible. It's just bad. But other visitors claim to feel like uneasy, dizzy, like faint. They even felt like they were being scratched. Like anyone who came a good distance to this doll, like you don't even have to be like super close. I think they even have it like to where you can't even get so close to the doll. But a lot of people like say this. So in 2013, The Conjuring introduced Annabelle to a worldwide audience. Though the real doll is a Raggedy Ann doll, as I said, the films reimagined her. They reimagined her as a cracked, dirty, disturbing doll for dramatic effect, which worked. And Annabelle became her own star in like spin-off films, like Annabelle 2014, Annabelle Creation 2017, and Annabelle Comes Home 2019. These films are loosely inspired by the Warrens case, but heavily fictionized. Of course, it's TV, showbiz, you know? After Ed passed away in 2006 and Lorraine in 2019, the Warrens' son-in-law, Tony Spira, now oversees the museum. The museum has since been closed to the public due to zoning issues. So here's a question. Has the real Annabelle doll ever left the museum? Yes, as we know, like due to current things that have been going on. Let's get into that. So yes, she has left a few times and always under the supervision of the Warrens. I mean, when the Lorraine and Ed were alive. And, you know, their son-in-law, Tony, of course. However, over the years, the Warrens did bring Annabelle inside her sealed case to lectures and interviews and some paranormal conventions. And as we all know, She has been taken on the Devils on the Run tour recently. That tour included stops like New Orleans, San Antonio, Texas, and Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. Also upcoming Rock Island and Illinois in October. So here we go, Illinois people. Paranormal researcher Dan Rivera was part of the tour. He died unexpectedly on the tour in Gettysburg. His death, reportedly, a heart attack. What do you think about that? Shortly after the tour in New Orleans, a fire broke out at the historic Nottoway Plantation. I hope I said that right. Nottoway. Rumors spread all over about the doll being missing. The handlers at the museum confirmed Annabelle is safely stored at the Warrens Museum in Connecticut. The rumors may have started because of her being absent for a tour stop in Louisiana. But they say she was never missing. There was also a viral social media rumor in 2020 that claimed Annabelle escaped. She escaped the museum and she was on the loose. Up to no good, that Annabelle. But this was false. Social media and all its rumors. Spreads like the plague. I mean, Tony even had to go as far as like posting a video just to prove that Annabelle was safe in her case at the museum. So that kind of squashed all of that, you know. So what do you think about all that? Is there anything you would like to add? If you do, drop it in the comments and we'll chit chat about it. But those movies were really creepy. Seriously, like the Annabelle, like there's one specific part in one of the movies, I think it was The Conjuring, where it shows like the Annabelle doll like in like the door frame in the dark. I think it was like a shadow of her or something. And then like, I think it was the mom. I think she like looked this way, and when she looked back, a little girl was like running towards her. I was like, ah! It's crazy. Yeah, and I don't get spooked really easily, but the demon stuff, like, ooh, it's gross, yucky. So if you like to listen to this type of stuff and talk about this type of stuff, please subscribe to my channel because it really helps me a lot. I really just want to continue to do this, and I'm going to anyway, but it just helps so much. Hope to see you again soon. Bye, friend.